exploring the different types of complements. You may or may not know that there are more complements than the ones you are familiar with. This article is geared towards exposing you to the types of complements you know and the ones you are unfamiliar with, but before we go into details, let us, first, have a review of what complement entails. Complement refers to words or groups of words that restate, re-identify or describe grammatical elements. Did you notice my use of grammatical elements in place of nouns or nominal elements in the definition above? That is because complements are not in any way limited to the scope of nouns or nominal elements, that is, words or groups of words that function as nouns in expressions, but they extend to other grammatical elements or word classes, including nouns, adjectives, and prepositions. Complements, being words or groups of words that describe grammatical elements, are grouped into several categories, namely, subject complement, object complement, adjective complement, prepositional complement, subject complement. Subject complement refers to words or groups of words that re-identify, or describe the subject of a clause or sentence. Since only nouns can function as the subject of clauses and sentences, we can say that subject complements are words or groups of words that describe nouns functioning as subjects of sentences. For example, Matteo is a brave warrior. A brave warrior in the example above is a subject complement because it re-identifies and describes the subject of the sentence, Matteo. You would notice that a great warrior answers the question, who is Matteo? So subject complements are used to describe the subject of a clause or sentence either by stating its qualities or something about it. Note, however, that subject complements are connected to subjects by linking verbs. Linking verbs are verbs that serve as intermediaries between subjects and their complements, working as a uniting link between their subject of a sentence and its complement. Other examples of subject complement include, this man is brave. That girl is very intelligent. Samantha was very proud. Mr. Kingsley is a committed soldier. Endurance is a commendable virtue. The examples above verify the claim that complements can be made up of words or groups of words. The complement example 1 is a single word while the rest complements are made up of groups of words. Noun phrases can function as subject complements or complements of the subject as seen in examples 4 and 5. Adjective phrases can also function as complements of a subject as seen in examples 2 and 3, while adjectives, more typically, can function as complements of the subject of a sentence as seen in example 1. Object complement. Object complements are words that restate, re-identify or describe the objects of clauses or sentences. The object, being the receiver of the actions of the subject in a clause or sentence, is also capable of being described further, and this applies to the three types of objects, namely, direct objects, indirect objects, and objects of the preposition. Direct objects. Direct objects, being the direct recipients of the actions of a subject, are capable of being described by object complements. For example, he made John the leader. The teacher called my dog a cutie. Mr. Johnson knows the Ruby the cook. These guys look like the gangsters from a movie I watched. He is John the Baptist. All the elements appearing right after the direct objects of the sentences in the examples above are object complements of the direct objects respectively. Indirect object. Indirect objects, being words that received the direct objects and are indirectly affected by the actions of the subject in a clause or sentence, can be described by object complements. For example, he gave Mary, a beautiful African, the jewelry. I bought John, my best friend, a nice gift. We made Mr. Lawson, our family lawyer, their assistant manager. The kids bought their teacher, Mrs. Anderson, a cupcake. Sunny gave her brother, Michael, a final warning. Did you notice something different about the object complements of the indirect objects? They were all placed or enclosed in commas, and this is because the direct object of a clause or sentence comes right after the indirect object, and so the object complements of their indirect objects are set off by commas to avoid misinterpretation and keep things orderly. Object of the preposition. It is quite possible for prepositions, being the head words of a prepositional phrase, to have object complements. The word or groups of words that form the object complement of the preposition in a prepositional phrase are the nouns or nominal elements that come directly after the preposition, which may include modifier elements. These nouns or nominal elements form the object complement. For example, in the garden, by the window, of the book, with the candle, in love. All the nominal elements appearing right after the prepositions in the examples above that form prepositional phrases together with the prepositions are said to be the object complements of the prepositions, because they give more information about them. Adjective complement. Adjective complements are words that restate, re-identify or describe the adjectives or adjectival elements in a clause or sentence. Adjectival elements are words or groups of words that function as adjectives in expressions. So any group of words that describes the adjective in a clause or sentence is an adjective complement. For example, she is happy because of what you did. It was beautiful how you handled the situation. They were excited about the invitation. Siddharth was informed on the next plan of action. My teacher is interested in the grammar competition. A close look at the elements appearing right after the adjectives in the examples above will reveal that they are all adverbials, that is, words or groups of words that function as adverbs, and since adverbs are capable of modifying adjectives, we can say that they are adjective complements. Not just because they are adverbials but also because they give more information or details about the adjectives which indicate the state of being of the subjects. You would also notice that the adjectives are connected to the subjects in the examples above by linking verbs, thus those adjectives having adjective complements are subject complements themselves. Prepositional complements. Last on the list, prepositional complements are prepositional phrases that give more information about earlier prepositional phrases. That is, they are prepositional phrases that come right after prepositional phrases and serve the purpose of giving more details about the prepositional phrases that precede them. For example, it is on the table beside the door. They are between the chairs in the living room. It is at the back of the wardrobe. The paper is with the owner of the house. That bag is under the desk in my office. So you can see, all the second prepositional phrases in the examples above are modifiers of the first set of prepositional phrases in their sentences, hence they function as prepositional complements. See you soon.